You just go to the doctors to find out you have a severe illness that can be fixed by a donor. And after running some tests, the doctors find out that you don't have a donor match. Well, what if you had a family member that could be genetically engineered to give you the exact organ that you need to match perfectly? Wouldn't that make your day? Or what if before you were even born, you found out that you had a disease and you wouldn't make it outside of the womb? Well, with genetic engineering, that can be fixed. That would make life so much better. You can live carefree without terminal diseases and genetic disabilities. Genetic engineering is positive to humans. First, I'm going to tell you about genetic engineering and how it can save unborn babies. Secondly, I'm going to speak to you about genetic engineering and how it can prevent and cure diseases. And last but not least, thirdly, I'm going to inform you about genetic engineering and how it can expand our lifespans. When you finally came into the time to your life when you decided you wanted to have a family and you wanted your baby to be 100% healthy, right? I mean, who doesn't? You go to the OBGYN for your first ultrasound and you find out that your baby has a high chance of a birth defect, but tells you that with the help of genetic engineering you can cure the birth defect. Genetic engineering can save unborn babies, according to geneticengineeringinhumans.com, a website that provides evidence on why genetic engineering in humans is good. Women often have the dream of delivering their own happy and healthy babies. That dream does not come true as often as people like. Babies can be born with several defects or even born with certain diseases that the mother or father had no control over. The mothers don't love their children any less, but always wonder what they didn't do correctly to cause this on their child. Many mothers blame themselves for the baby's disease and birth defects. If this disease or birth defect is caught early enough, it can be cured with genetic engineering or gene therapy, which is the transplantation of normal genes into cells in place of missing and defective ones in order to correct diseases. Also, according to the website geneticengineeringinhumans.com, if you or your child is not going to survive outside of the womb to a disease or birth defect, the effects of gene therapy come into play. Neonatal doctors can change the genetics of the embryo so the unborn baby can survive outside of the womb. After birth, many people look down upon this because they feel that the parents and doctors are playing God, because apparently God has planned for the baby not to live or get the genetic disease. They think that if you try to mess with one of God's creations, you are going against him and his beliefs. My first main point proves that genetic engineering can save unborn babies. If a mother finds out her child is not going to survive or it has a defect, she can use genetic engineering to fix the defects or cure the disease in the baby. Not only does genetic engineering help save the unborn babies, it also cures certain diseases. Genetic engineering can prevent and cure diseases. Russell Powell, peer-reviewed journal, University of Oxford, written in 2010, states, when it comes to a disease, there are major diseases that stick out to me, like cancer. Leukemia is a cancer that happens to many younger people. Some parents find out that their son or daughter has leukemia and they decide to genetically engineer a savior sibling, which is where the parents make a perfect child that has the same matching organs and stuff, so that way if the child with leukemia needs an organ donor, they can just take it from their sibling, like bone marrow or a liver, sometimes even lungs. Genetic engineering can prevent and cure diseases, no matter if the disease is genetic or something random like cancer. Genetic engineering can prevent the disease. Preventing and curing major diseases is a major part, but so is living longer, especially when you know you can live a longer, fuller life without diseases in your way. According to the book Cloning and Genetic Engineering by Nicole Barber, published in 2013, we all want to live long enough to see our families expand and become grandparents, or even great-grandparents, right? Imagine if we could live long enough to see our great-great-great-grandkids. We would probably be pretty wrinkled in age, but just knowing that we could possibly live long enough is a chilling fact, right? With the works of today's scientists and a mix of genetic engineering, the lifespan in human capacity has expanded from 100 to 150 years old. This could be the normal age span. Of course, gene therapies for a fatal condition will increase the lifespan of a patient, but we're also talking about genetic modifications for healthy people to give them longer lives. Nicole Barber also wrote that with the easy cures to cancer nowadays, people can now live worry-free from terminal diseases such as cancers. And also even, in the future, they plan on making the lifespan up to 200 years. The thing is, though, that as soon as diseases have cures, a new disease will pop up. It's just how life works. And the scientists will have to find a new cure to that one, and once they hear that one, another one will pop up. My third main point demonstrates that genetic engineering can expand lifespans. The predicted lifespan of genetic engineering is roughly around the ages of 100 to 115. Genetic engineering is a way of changing our lives forever. We can live longer and not have to worry about diseases. A lot of girls that I know have read the book My Sister's Keeper, right? In the book, a girl is diagnosed with leukemia and she was a little girl. So her parents talked to the doctor, and the doctor told her to create a savior sibling. So that way the little girl could give her organs and blood and marrow to the older sister to save her from her leukemia. Well, the younger sister finds out she can become medically emancipated from her parents, so she no longer has to donate any of her body parts. Well, she's approved for her medical emancipation, but the book and the movie each have two different endings, so I'm not going to share that with you. If you want to know the ending, pick up the book or watch the movie today and find out what it's really like. I informed you that genetic engineering can save unborn babies. I also informed you that genetic engineering can prevent and cure diseases. Third and final, I taught you that genetic engineering can expand lives. And most importantly, genetic engineering is positive to humans.